such a gloomy day today.
This right here is the Pixel 9a. It's got a plastic back, aluminum side rails, and a 6.3-inch display. But despite that, it actually feels very much like a pro phone in terms of performance and that screen. So first thing I usually do in the morning is just check my notifications, message my friends, and I really like how RCS now works with the iPhone, so it doesn't feel much of a problem moving away from iOS and using an Android phone in 2025. And the entire software experience feels like every other Pixel phone, so you still have all the same features on this device, and I just really like how Google does Android.
I was up pretty late. I was just finishing my video on the iPad mini, which I actually was just using right now to take some notes for today's video. So yeah, if you want to check out this video on the iPad mini, it is now live on my channel. And yeah, I love this little device. It's definitely really useful. Not quite as nice screen as the Pixel 9a though.
Notion Calendar is my calendar of choice. I just love how it syncs between my Notion as well as all my different devices. But today's not too busy. I do have a couple of events later, which I'm super excited about. But yeah, while I'm brushing my teeth or doing any tedious task, I tend to just check my notifications, scroll through social media, stay updated on tech, because it is pretty important for me. This phone has stereo speakers, and honestly, the sound is excellent. It could be a little bit more bass heavy, but overall super clear and really loud volume. Even though we have RCS, I still kind of miss having iMessage just because I use it to send files between clients as well as friends, and they're all on iMessage, and I use that on my Mac as well. First thing I like to do is just check up on my Notion to see my workflow and my pipeline for videos, just to make sure everything's going to plan, and also to check if I'm meeting the deadlines. Because I moved over to Canada from the UK, I needed to transfer money, so I did open up a Revolut account, and it gives you a lot of features. This isn't sponsored, but they give you things like WeWork passes, as well as free gym passes, and even free Uber One subscription. And so I just went ahead and booked a WeWork space today, so I can just get out of my office, and I just find it more productive in a new environment. And plus there's some snacks as well as free coffee, and yeah, I just like networking in there. Despite the plastic back, I actually love the feel in the hand and the build quality of this phone. I slapped on a Google silicone case just to protect it because, I feel like the plastic's not going to be the most durable. And coming from a larger phone, the feel in the hand and the size of this is perfect in my opinion. Personally, I like the Apple Watch for fitness tracking, and Android Wear doesn't really come close in my opinion, but I've been using the Ultra Human Air Ring for quite some time now, and I actually don't mind not wearing a smartwatch because it tracks all of my vitals and my health and my heart rate using the Ultra Human app, and despite showing you on an iPhone, it does work across on Android as well. Recently, I picked up this new backpack. It's from Grams 28. It's the 151 Stealth. And I absolutely love this thing. It's super nice quality, the leather is great, has that leather smell, and it fits all my camera gear as well as my laptop, which is just awesome.
So for those of you who don't know, I'm in Toronto. Right now I'm just out on the terrace because it's actually kind of nice right now. It's meant to cloud over and rain later, so I just thought I'd come outside, chill, get some sunlight, and some fresh air. So in terms of this device, I went for the black model. I think black is pretty sleek. It comes in this nice matte finish. The back is still plastic, like on the other A series phones, but it does feel more premium in the hand, and I like the boxy design. One of the most controversial things is the camera layout, because it used to be like a full bar at the back of the phone, but now it's actually just this pill shape. And it's pretty flat, so when you put the phone down, it doesn't really have much of a notch, doesn't really rock too much, which is great. I really like how for once a phone company actually listened to us. Google actually made this phone thicker, reduced the camera bump, and put more battery in here, which I feel like all smartphone companies should do. Right now there's like a craze of super slim phones with terrible battery life, and I don't get it. I only got the 128GB version purely because I'm keeping stuff in the cloud a lot, so personally I don't need a lot of storage on device.
On the back of this phone, you only have an ultra wide and a main primary sensor camera, but you can crop in digitally. Something I love about this phone is the screen. It has a peak brightness of 2700 nits, so even when it's not even turned up, you can still see it outside, which is just awesome. Right now, they're actually filming a couple of movies in Toronto. For those who don't know, basically every New York movie is actually set in either Toronto or Vancouver, and so they brought in all these old New York taxi cabs, and yeah, the vibe was just completely unmatched. This shot right here is in 4K 30, and the colors and dynamic range are really, really good. Although for some reason the photos came out super dark compared to the video. An app I'm always in is definitely the YouTube Studio app. I love to just keep up to date on my analytics as well as reply to you guys in the comments. So if you have anything you want to ask, feel free to comment down below. I'm pretty sure I'll reply. I think Google is really good when it comes to software and AI. Gemini is just amazing. I use it all the time. I just find it so convenient. And inside the Gmail app, you can actually ask it to automatically write a reply for you, and it will just paste right in and then you can send it. But just having it baked right into Gmail is amazing. It saves me so much time. So after the WeWork, I had to quickly rush home and change for my LG event. I really like this necklace. It's from Clocks and Colors if you're curious, and it's a little compass which reflects my travels and moving. Right now it's 6 o'clock and we have 45% battery, which is actually amazing. We've pretty much gone through most of the day and I still have half battery left, so I have pretty high expectations for this phone lasting until I sleep tonight.
Hey, for Matt. I'm good, man. How are you?
So when I first arrived, there was 2 events going on. One was like black tie, red carpet. I felt crazy underdressed. So called my friend KJ, and yeah, it was a mix up. I was at the wrong place.
It's a different event entirely. Did you ask the...
No, bro. I'll go ask.
Yeah, go ask them.
Yeah, it turns out the Tux place across the street was not for us. So I'm glad. I thought I was underdressed for him.
She just had her last day last week, and I met her for coffee.
Intensive, detailed event like this, sign us on, because this was really good.
Good.
We were like,
But I actually checked this exact angle.
I got the Samsung ring. I tried that out, but no.
We did 1.2. So now
If it's something that's hyperspace,
yeah,
you would know. So on my actual page,
I use the same thumbnail. I don't know if edit the same reel like over. It's not editing, bro. You duplicate it.
So
Like you duplicate it over and over.
it depends on the reel. But
Honestly, the YouTuber creator community is just unmatched in Toronto. I love catching up with all the fellow YouTubers. We all get on so well. And yeah, it's just kind of motivational to hang around with these guys. Big shout out to LG for bringing me out tonight and also giving me a little present. So right now it's 9:17 p.m. We got 27% battery. And honestly, I'm super impressed by this guy. Like, it's outlasted every other phone I've tried. Battery is king. Google's computational algorithm for low light in the night sight mode is great. It's not quite as good performance as in the Pro models, but it does a really good job.
So I had a pretty productive day. It was actually so awesome hanging out with just other YouTubers. I already know all the other guys, but it's just nice to get some feedback on things. And also you just learn a lot from being around like-minded people, which is great. But right now it's 9:45 p.m. I got 22%. So I've actually maxed out the brightness on here. You know, it's 120 hertz. I've been using it quite a lot today and it didn't even get warm, and it's pretty warm out. Like, it's like 26, 27 degrees, pretty humid. And yeah, the phone actually stayed cool, which is a first for an A series phone anyway, because I always found in the past that they get pretty warm. Cellular coverage was also really good. I got pretty fast speeds. I had 5G plus, and all the phone calls I took were perfectly fine. I was even using the phone on data in the subway, no problem whatsoever, which is, again, pretty surprising for an A series phone. So I've just come back to my place and I'm just gonna take some low light photos just to finish it off and show you guys the performance. But let's take a look at my screen on time. So we woke up, you know, around 8 o'clock this morning, took the phone off charge about 8:45, started the video. And yeah, we have about 6 hours of screen on time, which is pretty impressive. Considering this is a smaller footprint of a phone, they actually managed to cram a pretty big battery in here, and it actually outlasts a lot of the plus size smartphones that I've tested, especially my iPhone 16 Pro Max and my Pixel 9 Pro XL. I just find battery life is getting pretty bad on those, and especially with just overheating on my iPhone, I just find it really, really bad and kind of annoying. So having a phone that didn't do that, that's cheaper, that pretty much checked every single box in terms of performance, is awesome. So this is a little low light test with the built-in microphone on the wide camera. There's quite a lot of lights out here, so there's a few lens flares I find, especially on the wide lens, but not bad quality, definitely usable. It's nothing I would probably use in a YouTube video, but passable. And then this is the standard main camera, which I'd probably use most of the time. Pretty decent. I just really like the way the Pixel does things. I think color science is perfect on this phone. And then this is the front-facing camera. Personally, I feel like this is the biggest letdown. Like, still not bad by any means, but I just find it's just not amazing quality, especially with the compression you get when you post to social media. It definitely doesn't look like it was taken on a pro phone, I'd say. Like, there's no focusing when you move closer or further away. It's just gonna be fixed focus. So one thing I did notice in the video mode in the camera app, so you only have 4K, so you don't have 8K upscaled using like cloud servers like on the 9 Pro, but 4K still looked pretty good. It's obviously a noticeable difference to the Pro phone. Like, it's not quite as good, and it does a lot of processing on device, which definitely enhances the photos, but most Pro phones now do a lot of enhancing anyway. And considering the end result looks really good, doesn't look overly processed, I would say it's a win. The only thing I find is it does do a little long exposure whenever you take a photo, and then it kind of combines them to get that better image quality. Whereas on the Pro phones, I find the shutter speed just to be a little bit faster. I really love how the brands normally give you a gift when you leave these events. LG gave me this book right here on the colors of film. I guess it kind of relates to like TVs and colors. And as a photographer and like videographer, I appreciate this stuff. I think it's pretty cool. Nice aesthetic. So yeah, thank you, LG.
Jumping into the battery settings, I got 6 hours, 12 minutes screen on time. 22% of my battery was to Instagram, 18% to the camera application. But considering the phone's been on for about 12 hours now, including background usage, I'd say that's pretty good for a small size phone. Thank you so much for coming along on this journey with me. I hope you enjoyed the video. If there's any questions you want to know about the Pixel 9a, leave it down below, but I also did a first impressions video on this phone. The video is not sponsored, but I can absolutely vouch for the 9a. I think it's the best A series phone that I've ever used, and if you look back at my history, you can see I've reviewed a bunch of these phones before. So if you did enjoy the video, definitely do subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys around. Peace.